Okay, so now let's go over the Hebrew vowels. And again, you will have another video covering the vowels, going at a quicker pace. But now let's dive into it slowly. So as you can see, the vowels are markings, dots or lines, not like English where you have letters as vowels. Sometimes we use also letters in Hebrew, and we'll see it now. But generally speaking, there are markings that come usually under or next to the letter. So here, these two would make the sound ah. Now, there is a difference between them, but it's a bit more complicated, and most Israelis don't know the difference. And today we don't hear the difference anymore. So as far as you're concerned and I'm concerned, it doesn't really matter if you use this one or this one, as long as you recognize that both of them mean ah. So for example, here I combine the letter gimel with this one, so it will create ga. And here I combine the letter kuf with this one, which will create the sound ka. The next one is the sound e. These two make e. Again, it doesn't matter if you use this one or this one, as long as you recognize and know that they both mean e. So here I combine the letter dalet with the sound e, so it will be de. Same thing here goes with lamed, which will make the sound le. The next vowel is E sound. It's one dot or one dot followed by the letter Yud. So here we have the letter Reish with one dot, it will be Ri. And also here we have Kaf with a dot inside and a Yud followed, it will be Ki. The next one we have is the letter Vav with a dot above the Vav, or just the dot between two letters. That'll be the sound O. Here, for example, you have tet with vav and a dot above the vav. That will be to. And here you have dalid and a dot between them and a vet. This will be dov, which, by the way, means bear in Hebrew. Here we have a vav and a dot inside or in the middle of the vav. That'll be the vowel u in Hebrew. So here you have samech with a vav and a dot inside the vav. That'll be su. The next one we have is basically two dots, one above the other, which can be either a stop, meaning no sound, or if it comes in the beginning of a word, which happens often, it will actually also be the sound e. Again, it's a bit more complicated, but I won't get into it now. The more important thing for you to remember is that usually you will see it as a stop in the middle of a word, but don't forget that it can also be the sound of e in the beginning of a word. So here, for example, we have nun with one dot, so that's e, so that'll be ni, samech with a stop, taf with the sound of a, and a reish. So this part will be nis as a stop. No sound on the samech. It's not nisa, nisi, it's nis, which breaks the word. And then we have tal. So together it will be nis tal. And here's an example of what happens when you have it in the beginning of a word with the sound of e. So this would be le, an. Aleph, as I mentioned in the previous video, Aleph doesn't have a sound on its own, depends on the vowel that comes with it. So here you can see it's a. It's basically just the sound a. It doesn't have a sound on its own, and a final nun, so it's an. So this whole thing together would be le, an. So let's review it again. Here we have a. Here we have e vowel. One dot or one dot with a yud is e. Vav with a dot above the vav, or just a dot between two letters is o. Vav with a dot inside is u. And two dots, one above the other, is a stop, most commonly. Or in the beginning of a word, also e.